Hello, everyone, and I'm glad to be with you. My name is Michael Vasquez, and I am running for the Broome County Legislator, the 13th District seat. Now, I hope to be able to say this to you in person, but we're still going through the coronavirus quarantine, and so I can't. But hopefully, this will be an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about me and how I perceive the responsibilities, the obligations that go with being an elected official. And in particular, I want to speak about not the coronavirus, but reopening New York and moving forward. Now, to give you a little bit of background, I've been speaking about this issue in other means as a private citizen for some time, from the very beginning. And I'm happy to say that we are all going to survive this. We're going to make it through this, both as a county, as a state, and as a nation. But I also remain very grounded and very concerned about those who may be depressed, who have suicidal thoughts, those who are suffering from domestic abuse, for those who are suffering from alcohol or drug addictions. And if you do, please reach out, get help. Whether it's now or in the future, always reach out. There is a helping hand that is there for you, and we're willing to help you as a community and as individuals. But in terms of reopening New York, one of our biggest concerns, actually two concerns that exist, are one, how do we make this safe for our most at risk? And when I say at risk, I include myself as someone who's over 50 and was born with bronchial asthma. And at the same time, I also am looking at what can we do for small business? How can we best help people with small business? Because if our small businesses close, then our economy closes. And they are our lifeblood. We need our small businesses for our community. And that's to pay our bills, to take care of our health care, our children, our housing, everything that happens with us. This isn't about some corporate greed, as some individuals may want to look at it. It's bigger than that. This isn't political. This is about what we need as a community. So, for myself, I've been talking about this for several months. And I believe, well, it doesn't matter what we missed in the past. We need to speak to small business, which is beginning to happen now. And we need to make sure that we're asking the right questions of these small businesses, as I suggested back in April, which is that we have to ask them, what do you need? What are the resources you need in terms of gloves, masks, finances? What do you need to get you through this period? And I don't mean starting up on May 15th. I mean the next 3 months. We have to look forward. The reality that we can see is businesses have been closed too long. They're already under stress. We're already seeing businesses like Maine's that are closing down because they cannot recover. They've been closed too long. And I fear that our community could face 10, maybe as much as 18, maybe 20% of small businesses are at risk at this moment. Let's also look at the reality. Forward thinking says that we can expect that for the next 3 months, not the next couple of days, not the next couple of weeks, but small businesses will be below average sales, will be underfunded for 3 months as people rebuild their lives, pay off their debts, and get back into a sense of normalcy. So as a responsible elected official, we have to think of what's necessary, not for today, but for the next 3 months. And also, what do we need for October and November and December? What do we need in fall 2020 to deal with COVID-19 coming back again for the second round, along with the flu that comes back every year, and all the other things that normally happen? Now, there is no one answer for this. There is no perfect answer for this. But I think the more that we look forward and say, these things are possible, how can we plan for them? How can we prepare for them? And the sooner that we do that, the sooner that we ask these questions, we can start to find answers for these questions. And that's part of the job of the elected officials that represent you. Asking questions about how can we look forward and make sure we're doing the best we can for you. So we have to ask, what do these businesses need? Not just today, but to get them through the next 3 months. One of the things I have suggested in the past, and I continue to suggest, is I believe that we can lower the corporate tax rates in the county level. Bring that down to 0, starting May 15th. And at that point, or even June 1st, zero it out, and then phase in an increase in taxes each month going forward, so businesses have just that little extra to try and help them preserve the business, to stay open, and to keep all their employees, or at least to phase in those employees as business regrows. This, I think, is essential, and I think this can help. Is it a perfect answer? Not at all. Will it address everything we need? Absolutely not. But it is something. It is something that we can add on besides saying, Governor Cuomo has said, these are the requirements you need. If you have them, open up. If you don't, you're closed. That's not enough of an answer. That's not enough to account for the responsibility that we have as elected officials to you, in my opinion. And I think that these are the questions we have to address. We already know, and I'm being honest with you, in 2021, taxes are going to go higher. There are going to be services that are going to be cut. There's nothing that we can do about that. Already, we know that in Broome County, we have lost 28% of our tax revenues. We are already in a deficit, a massive deficit that we have never seen before. We don't have the money. No community across the nation has the kind of revenues set aside for this kind of an emergency. So what we can do is let's be responsible. What drives the revenues for Broome County? Business. And we need to keep those businesses. Every business we keep is less taxes that we have to raise in 2021. It's less services that we need to cut in 2021. And we need to keep our essential services, like our police, like our fire departments, like our EMS, and our medical services. We need them to be fully funded, or as close to it as possible, so that we can address the needs of all our constituents, no matter what party you belong to. This isn't political. This is about planning for the future. And I know a lot of politicians don't want to say, oh, taxes will be higher, services will be cut. I'm being honest with you. We've lost 28% of our revenues. That money isn't going to magically come back, even if everyone went right back to the way we used to be on May 15th for every business. And that's not happening. So let's be honest with each other. How can we better help ourselves in the future by helping ourselves today? Part of that answer, I believe, is trying to preserve as many businesses as possible to lower that threshold of potentially closing businesses over the next 3 months. Let's not have another Maine's closing, losing hundreds of jobs of our friends and families and neighbors. The more we can help them, the more we're helping ourselves. So I think we have to look forward to that. And I think that perhaps this is one aspect that can help us. Yeah, we're going to lose revenue for another 3 months. We've already lost that. We're going to be in the hole. We're already in the hole. That's the reality. Since we know that reality, let's move forward. What helps us the best in the future? I think this could do it. Now, I may be wrong. I've spoken to several businesses and they say it can help. It isn't perfect. Maybe there are other business owners out there that I haven't been able to speak to that have another idea. I'm open to hearing that. Let me know if there's a way that I could better help you, how our county can help our businesses, to help our constituents to be able to be self-sufficient, to be able to get through this process. As well as I want to hear what you think. How do we react in October, in November, when COVID-19 and the flu come back? How can we best help our small businesses and our mid-sized businesses stay afloat to be able to make it through the next crisis? Do we have to stockpile masks and gloves and have them ready? Do we discount them in providing, or do we just provide them from the state government? Are there grants that we can get for that? How about we look at, what about childcare? It's very likely that Governor Cuomo is going to say that schools will be closed for the rest of this year. How do we address that? How do we help our parents, our brothers and sisters who have children that need to go to school, especially if school is going to be taking place remotely? How do we make sure that they have the internet connections, that they have the computers, that they have the resources that they need, and the child care that they need for when they go to work? I don't have that perfect answer yet. But maybe in speaking with you together, you can give me some of the ideas that we can put together with government and the other elected officials and coordinate something so that when we get to October, when we get to November and December, when the flu and COVID-19 comes back, we're not scared, we're not fearful, we're prepared. That's what I think the responsibility of any elected official is, to be honest with you, to be prepared, and to be thinking forward on solutions and conversations that can best help you. Does that mean I have the perfect answer? No, I don't. And I'm not going to pretend like I can. I'm just one man. But if I can bring up a question and we can address it and we can get answers to it, and if we can plan for the worst case scenario, everything else is that much easier. I hope this gives you some insight on who I am and why I want to be your representative for the Broome County Legislature. I hope that this is something that will help us to help you, to help each of us in this community, because united we all succeed. And we are one community. We are united. And we're going to get through COVID-19 now and in the fall and whatever else comes next. We're going to get through the shortfall in revenues. We're going to rebuild businesses. We're going to maintain the businesses we have now because we're paying attention, we're being responsive, and we're addressing the issues as they are, not the politics, not the appearance, but the reality of the obligation we have to you as a constituent. I look forward to hearing what you think about that. Please check me out at the VosForBroome.com website. Reach out to me through email, text. I look forward to being able to speak to you to find out more of what you think and better ways that I can help you as a citizen, as a member of the community, and hopefully as your Broome County legislator. I thank you, and I hope that you have a great day.